Hiya, it's Davey from Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV, and a couple of days ago I posted up a wee teaser on Facebook um, about the Skoda Fabia. I'd given it a good clean and a good wax, and I put what could be happening here. Well, it's safe to say that I've bought a car, and I'm going to go and reveal it right now. And here she is. It's the Skoda Fabia. Our 67 plate Skoda Fabia S MPI estate. You didn't think we were going to sell this car, did you? Well, I'm just going to tell you a little story about why I had a change of mind. So, we've not sold the Skoda Fabia, we've actually bought it off Skoda Financial Services, and we now, myself and my wife now, own this car. So I posted maybe a few months ago about looking at Citroen Cactus. Sort of went off that idea pretty quickly, and we actually thought about maybe getting the situation changed where we thought we could maybe hand this car back to the finance company and look for something maybe £2,000 or £3,000 just to run about them, because we were paying £166 a month for a car that we hardly use. So I think we got into our head that was what we wanted to do, and I think for myself, I thought we'll maybe have a look after we come back from summer holidays, and in July we'll maybe consider having a look at another car. But that's sort of changed, and I had plans to on holiday to do a final fanfare of this wee car. If we were going to hand it back, we were going to do some driving roads in the Lake District, take a trip on the Windermere Ferry, and give it a good wee send off. But the more we thought about it, we had the finances that we were in a position to, if we wanted to, we could either pay up some of this car, or we could entirely pay it off. So thought about it, and the more you think about it, the more we thought, right, let's just pay it off, and it's our car. And then when you look into looking into the settlement figure, we found out we were paying £70 a month interest alone on this car. So that's probably something like £90 for the car a month and £77 interest on the loan, which is pretty scary, especially if you consider the interest if you added it up over a few months. It was what we had left in the policy. I think you're probably losing £300 in interest alone. So that's sort of swung it for us. Another couple of reasons that's why we're keeping this car is this car's only covered 15,500 miles. It's barely running. This car is mainly used on the school run, dropping the kids off at school, picking them up, sort of thing, potting around the town. That was one reason for keeping it. Second reason is we know this car. We know every mark on this car, every ding it's on this car. And we know that this car has been 100% reliable since we bought it. We've had no issue with it. The only issue we've had with this car was having to get a new headlight, because idiot features myself decided when the car was 6 months old to upgrade the headlight bulbs and broke something, and that resulted in having to get a new headlight come when it went for its first MOT. only other issues we've had is we've had to replace a tyre on the back right, and when we first got the car dealership damaged the car as well. Damaged the paintwork on the car, basically put the car through a machine car wash at the garage when the car was only 2 weeks old. So that's the reasons why we're keeping the car. It's been reliable. It's been good family transport. I mean, we've got 2 kids, and they're ages 7 and 4, and it swallows up everything. This car's been on family holidays every year since we've got it, and it swallows up everything from prams, travel cots, and all the other kids' paraphernalia that you get. So it's been a good family car, and it's cheap to run. Fuel economy, you're getting about 42-45 around the town on the short hops that we do. On a longer trip, you're getting into high 50s, 57, 58, and we can squeeze nearly 600 miles out of this tank if we really pushed it. Because on our recent family holiday, we achieved 550 miles out of the tank of unleaded fuel. Yes, so 550 miles on unleaded fuel using what is known as the nipple tweak. In the fuel cap, in the fuel neck of a fuel neck in the fuel tank, there's a little nipple. If you squeeze it, once the petrol pump starts to click, if you squeeze it, it drops it into what we call a reserve vapor tank. And you maybe just do it a couple of times, and that it's basically the overflow tank. I think it's an overflow tank of the fuel if you put too much in, and that basically gives us that little bit extra mileage. I mean, you could be driving this car, and if you're driving economically, the first bar on the fuel gauge won't move for about 150 to 170 miles. So that's another reason for keeping it. It's a cheap enough car to run. Road tax a year is £140. Fuel's about £50 a month. Insurance is about £20 a month or something like that. And servicing, well, last year we paid for service, and it was something like, service and MOT combined at Halfords was something like, I can't remember offhand, 169 or 199 for service and MOT, but it really didn't need that. I put in for a major service, but it didn't really need a major service for the amount of miles we were doing. So it's been reliable. It's cheap to service, and I really do like this car. I mean, the Daily's a cash guy, and I can jump into this car and go for a drive on a Sunday morning, and I can have so much fun in this car. It's only the 1 litre 3-cylinder MPI engine, producing 74 brake horsepower, but it is an absolute hoot, and you can have so much fun in this car and forget that it's actually an estate. So what's next for this car, with it being continuing on the fleet? Well, I'd really like to give it a proper wash, polish and wax and a colour cut. Got to say, this sort of gets neglected. You don't have the time nowadays, but I'll make no admission, I hate the colour of this car, because it shows every single mark, but you see when it's actually cleaned up, this car is a nice colour. So what I want to do with this car over the next few months is I'm going to start giving it give it its proper care and attention. I'm going to try and wash it every couple of weeks. Try and give it a curl cut at the same time before the winter. I want to tidy up some of the sort of plastics in the boot. Just give them a wee coat of dash shine sort of thing. And then just before the winter actually comes, yep, as I said, just before the winter comes, I'm looking to get this car up on the ramps, and I'm going to wax oil underneath as well, because we actually don't know how long we're going to keep this car for. We were joking that basically we could sell the car a few months down the line, because current values of these Fabias are something like £8,000 to £8,500, exact same spec, maybe a slightly higher mileage. So, but we're not going to be selling it. I think we're going to keep this until we decide maybe we want to replace it, or if it gets too costly to maintain. But it's put me in that position now that I wouldn't buy a brand new car. Not only, especially in the Skodas, nothing in the Skoda range currently excites me. Basically, I got a phone call from my garage a few months ago asking if I'd like to buy a Monte Carlo edition. But then when you realise that they bump up your PCP price, it's not worth it just to have a higher spec car. So yeah, it's got me thinking I wouldn't buy another brand new car anytime soon. Especially not on PCP, because the deal, the interest you're paying that you could save a month is unreal. As I mentioned, we're going to save £300 a month alone in interest. So we're just going to see what happens with this car. See if we can get another couple of years out of it. I mean, if sales for MOTs, then we'll just keep it until it dies. It'd be ideal, because I'm not into new cars now. I prefer the older cars. But yeah, that was a bit of a ramble, but I just thought I'd put it out here that we are keeping this little Skoda, because it's been 100% reliable, it's low mileage, and it's good fun on a hoon when I get the chance, and also it provides good family transport, and I'm looking forward to having more adventures, or family adventures, in this car. Just don't do it in the extreme summers. One thing I'd really like in this car would have been air conditioning, but you can't have it all. But yeah, for a practical small family car, or small estate car for a family, then you can't go wrong with the Skoda Fabia. If it was me now buying this, I would have probably went for the 1 litre TSI. But I'm not complaining. The MPI still provides good fuel economy, it's a good engine, and it's a good hoot as well. So I'd just like to thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV. We have got a couple of train videos coming up over the next couple of weeks on Train Tuesday, and we'll be attending the Hubnut Social at the weekend, and there will be a future video probably being posted in the next couple of days about the Hubnut Social as well. So once again, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It does help being a subscriber. and I'll catch you in a future video. Thank you.